Good evening, and welcome to Falcon High School Class of 2017 graduation ceremony. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the families and friends of the graduates this evening. Thank you for investing in the lives of these incredible young people. To the class of 2017, the staff, and I wish to congratulate you, and we hope that this is just the beginning of what your future will bring. At this time, if you are not already standing, please stand for the presentation of the colors by our own Falcon High School Air Force JROTC Color Guard. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'd also like to thank the Falcon High School Wind Ensemble for the playing of the national anthem. At this time, I would like to introduce Peter Hilts, the Chief Education Officer of District 49.
Thank you, Mrs. DeGeorge. Class of 2017, congratulations. It is exciting to be here with you. And in a moment, I'm going to introduce the people that are joining us on stage today, the guests and dignitaries. But it would not be honorable, it would not even be truthful to not acknowledge that we are gathered here today with some people missing. On your part, you're missing your friend and classmate, Michael. And on our part, we're missing our friend and colleague, Julia. And that makes this graduation especially poignant because you are here and you get to experience that. And someone that you love and we love didn't. And so as you go through this day, don't be somber, but recognize the meaning of that one person, because we're in a building filled with lots of instances of that one person. And so introducing the people that have come here to share this day with you is especially meaningful to us and especially meaningful to you because they are here, but also because of who isn't here today. So I want you to recognize that the people here, just like you have made a commitment to you and to be here. And so I'm going to introduce three groups of people. I want to begin by introducing those who serve and lead at Falcon High School and in the Falcon Zone. So would all of you Falcon folk please stand up, and if I will introduce them, and then if you will recognize them as a group. We thank Cheryl DeGeorge, your principal, Angela Prochnow, your assistant principal, Joshua Sikowski, assistant principal, Randy Hinson, assistant principal and athletic director, and Sarah Kreider, the dean of students, along with Amy Crespin, the interim principal at Falcon Elementary School, Dr. Kathy Pickering, the principal at Woodman Hills Elementary School, Ed Kolbaki, who has served as the principal of Meridian Ranch Elementary School, and Brian Smith, the principal of Falcon Middle School. Would you give them a great round of thanks, please? Thank you, Falcon friends. They do all the hard work and the frontline lifting, but there are a few of us who work in our central office, and so we have three leaders here from our central office. I'd like to ask them to stand and ask you in a moment to recognize Dr. Lewis Fletcher, who is our coordinator of cultural capacity, Amber Wetstein, who is the executive director of learning services, and Nancy Lamond, who is the executive director for individualized education. Would you thank them, please? Thank you very much. And finally, the folks you should really be glad are here, because they are the ones that approve and literally guarantee you your diplomas, our Board of Education. So I would like to ask our Board of Education to stand, and I will introduce them. Our President, Marie Levere Wright, our Secretary, Tammy Harold, our Treasurer, Kevin Butcher, Director, John Graham, and Director, David Cruson. Would you join me in thanking them, please? We are here because we believe in you. We appreciate the opportunity to come and be part of your graduation. As a class, you've done some amazing things. You'll hear about those as the day goes on. But one of the things that I really appreciate about District 49, I've been in a lot of places, they don't always do this, but in this district, and particularly the tradition at Falcon High School of bringing your performing arts groups to this graduation, that means a lot to us. So we appreciate those of you that are playing for us today and those of you that are singing for us today, because it matters to our lives to have that spiritual side as well in the arts. So thank you very much for your presence here today. We look forward to hearing and learning from you as the day goes on. Thank you.
It is my pleasure now to introduce two very special young people, the Falcon High School Class of 2017's Valedictorian and Salutatorian. With a cumulative GPA of 4.0, our valedictorian is Miss Caitlin Croker, the daughter of Jodalyn and Stephen Croker. Following graduation, Caitlin plans to attend Colorado State University, where she will participate in their honors undergraduate research program. We will hear Ms. Croker's speech later in today's ceremony. Next, our salutatorian, Ms. Kiana Harkema, has a GPA of 4.0 and is the daughter of Heather and Ken Harkema. Following graduation, Kiana will be attending the University of Colorado, Boulder. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Harkema to the podium.
Hello. I'm honored I get the opportunity to stand here as your salutatorian class of 2017. I'm so relieved that after many months of hard work, I can finally say the word salutatorian correctly. There is, in fact, no D in it. This is the first graduation I've attended, but I know this moment is supposed to be bittersweet. It's bitter in the regard that you can now bury that bitterness that's probably plagued you through parts of high school, and it's sweet in that you can hopefully remember the good things that happened, or pretend to so you smile for the pictures. We get to look back on all those years and cement and remind the moments that made us think, wow, that was amazing. And then we get to conveniently discard those moments that made us think, wow, that was failure in its finest form. And then there's that middle ground where most of us resided, especially near the tail end of our senior year. Those were the moments that made us think, wow, that was failure in its finest form. But you know what? I did it in the most amazing way possible. I'm not going to copyright that last phrase, so feel free to use it for the future college algebra t-shirt. Since you're all sitting, I thought we might as well just have story time. I mean, I could impart upon you the infinite wisdom I've gained in my 17 years of life, but I'm no token representative. So let's look back upon the story of high school. Before I got here, I thought the story was pretty straightforward. You enter a boy and you come out a man. I should probably fix that last sentence in light of 21st century developments. You, class of 2017, also have the ability to go in a girl and come out a woman. As Mrs. DeGeorge mentioned, I'm going to see you Boulder. So I figured I might as well start practicing my political correctness. Whether you enter a boy or a girl, you think the story's supposed to start the same. You're meant to follow a certain path. There's no room for individuality. There's only room for labels. Athletes, theater kids, musicians, mathletes. You're supposed to select a label, and that's your entire identity. Instead of growing as a person by the end of high school, you're just supposed to become a better whatever it may be. You're supposed to look back upon these years with nothing but absolute fondness. You graduate, and then that's where the story ends. Luckily, here's the much more entertaining story I saw to begin to unfold in the beautiful year of 2013. Luckily, the actual story wasn't as linear as a John Green novel. It was more similar to a game of Mad Libs. We all know the basic structure, but we just don't know how to fill in the blanks. We can plan and think we have all the control in the world, but in the end, all you can do is prepare. In preparation, you hope that we find success and passion for something other than sleeping, but there are no guarantees. However, class of 2017, you did find success because we're sitting here. If I were to give you a game of Mad Libs right now, you fill it out and I read it, someone make us laugh, someone make us cry, someone make us think, and some I would absolutely not read aloud. But nonetheless, they're all unique. And I think that's all that matters in the end. I like to think that we chose to carve our own path. At times it veered off in the strangest of directions, but again, it was entertaining. You shouldn't let someone diminish how you finish the story, because guess what? All roads led here. You may not have taken the path less traveled by, but who cares? You saw the path of the park benches and the nicely paved sidewalk, and you ran with it. To the casual observer, you may not have been struggling. But lucky for you guys, you're not a casual observer in your own life, so you alone get to make that call. Yet, I think we can all agree on one thing. None of us know what we're doing. This graduation is just the culmination of various dumb things that we've done that just happen to lead us in the right direction. I don't know about you, but I'm not particularly proud of the things that I've done in 4 years. For example, freshman year, I accidentally used the boys' restroom. I walked into the wrong classroom, and instead of leaving like a logical person, I stayed for longer than I cared to admit because I am awkward. I accidentally convinced my health partner I didn't speak English. And I'll be darned if I didn't do stupid things as an upperclassman. I tripped up the stairs at least once a week. I broke a test tube with a metal scalpel, then proceeded to break the stir rod that replaced the metal scalpel. I took AP Econ with 6 other poor souls. I broke a chair and never admitted to it. But since I'm graduating, I figure this is as good a time as any, so I'm really sorry, Mr. Streibel. I don't know where you are. I thought it was a good idea to clean the bloodstains off the wall by jumping, and the chair thought otherwise. So I apologize. The moral of the story is, stupid never stops, but yet we still manage to get where we need to be. I wanted to give you guys the perfect speech for this moment, but as you can probably tell, that's a lofty goal at this point. Even if the speech was perfect, I don't think it would be an accurate representation of our story from 2013 to 2017. So, in honor of what we've done with our 4 years, I resigned to just write the first thing that came to mind, and I'll justify it later. I don't expect you all to take me seriously after the things I've said, but I hope at the very least you gain some confidence. I want you guys to remember, high school should not be the peak of your existence. Rather, it should remain a memory. I know not all parts of this particular memory were stellar, but I hope for the sake of our well-being, we all manage to focus on at least one positive aspect. If you're going to live your life inside a memory, you might as well just make it a good one. Class of 2017. Despite the less than intelligent things we've done together, we got there. We got there despite the various paths we all took. We got there and only managed to anger a minimal amount of people. So here's to our future. A future that promises years upon years in which we still have no idea what's happening. But that's okay. We'll figure it out eventually. Congratulations to you guys.
Everything's about to change. We face tomorrow as we say goodbye to yesterday. A chapter ending, but the story's only just begun. The page is turning for everyone. So I'm moving on, letting go, holding on to tomorrow. I've always got the memories, so I'm finding out who I'm gonna be. We might be apart, but I hope you always know you'll be with me wherever I go. Wherever I
Thank you very much for that musical number. Again, just exciting to have arts be part of graduation. I love hearing Kiana acknowledge, as a very accomplished student, I love hearing her acknowledge that we still do things that we later recognize weren't our very best, because I do that all the time. And when I am not feeling so smart, I sometimes like to go look up memes or YouTube videos about dumb criminals, because they encourage me in a perverse way. And long ago, when my wife worked in juvenile justice as a probation officer, she had a young man who might have thought better of this explanation later on. There came a day when he was brought before a judge for the charge of arson. It turns out that he had burned down the bathroom at a McDonald's. And I can understand why you might want to burn down a McDonald's. But he said to the judge, "Judge, it isn't fair. I am being charged for burning down that whole bathroom, and I didn't do that. That was a great big fire. I only started a little fire." He did not understand a basic idea called disproportionality. 7 syllables that are going to rule your life. Not ruin, but rule your life. The idea of disproportionality is that little things make a very big difference. So this guy on probation, he thought that a little fire couldn't have led to something as big as it did, and yet it did. Kiana's got a story that included the phrase, "bloodstains on the wall." I want to know about bloodstains that were so high on a classroom wall that you had to jump off a chair to clean them. I think that's a story for another day. But I can guarantee you, class of 2017, you are walking into a world that is going to get more disproportional. Things are going to feel unfair. Little things are going to make a big difference. Talk to anybody who has gotten into a small or large accident because they were sending a text at the wrong time behind a wheel. That's 10 seconds that can lead to a lifetime of consequences. It's disproportional, but it's real. As you guys walked into Falcon High School, the smell of the Black Forest fire was still in the air. That was a disproportional event. Somebody thought it was a good idea to light a fire in a shed, and within days, some of your homes were burned to the ground, and our community was changed for decades. Disproportional, big outcomes from small things. But lest you think it's all negative or that I'm completely obsessed with fire, this disproportionality works in your favor too. It especially works in relationships. The kind word that you say to a server or a clerk or somebody who's taking your temperature in the ER, the kind word, the kind look might be the thing that turns their day, that turns their week, that turns their life. Disproportional, but in a great way. I can guarantee you that this whole auditorium, this arena is filled with people, a lot of them would be men, who got a disproportional benefit out of the courage it took to ask somebody out. They screwed up their courage to make that one invitation, and look at the results that are sitting here before us today. So be bold and do the small things and see what great things can come of it. Disproportionality, 7 syllables that are going to have an amazing impact on your life. Embrace it when it comes, because it will. Take care of the small things. Take the small opportunity to do the great thing and let it blossom into a lifetime of impact. We are incredibly proud of you and grateful to be with you today. This one day, this graduation is one day, but it is going to spawn years and years and decades of impact in the communities that you lead, in the families that you form, in the people whose lives you touch. It's not a small thing. You are not a small ripple in the world. You are a profound ripple, and we are excited to see how far that ripple goes. Thank you so much for what you are going to do. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Falcon High School Class of 2017. We made it, guys. And now that I've begun with the most cliche phrase in all of graduation history, I'll get started. I'm not really sure how the tradition of having the valedictorian speak at graduation got started, or why it continues to be a widely accepted practice. I guess they figured since I've gotten all A's in my school career that I magically have my life figured out and will subsequently have valuable words of wisdom to pass on to you. Well, here's a secret, I don't. But here's what I do know. A wise old sage once told me at senior breakfast that a good speech should be thoughtful, funny, and brief. And out of deep respect for the stress and worry this individual inflicted upon our class, all previous classes, and every class that will come after us, I feel obligated to implement at least one thing he taught me into my post-graduation life. I can only hope he's not too disappointed that it doesn't have to do with economics. So in light of this, here's my speech, aptly titled, 7 Things I Want to Tell the Class of 2017, in bullet point form. Number 1, never stop learning. I know this is probably the last thing you want to hear, considering we've spent the last 13 years of our lives being told to memorize the Pythagorean theorem and other seemingly useless facts. But I want to remind you that this has not been all that we've learned. We've also learned how to study 4 chapters of material the night before a test, how to avoid Siskowski if we're violating dress code, and that we can bring Starbucks into the school as long as none of the social studies teachers see it. We've learned who we are and the type of people we aspire to be. For every summative test, we faced another challenge, a test of life in which we learn things that can never be taught in a classroom. This is the type of learning that you should seek out. Never cease to be curious. Number 2, be adventurous, explore. Explore Colorado, explore new restaurants, explore your backyard. Some of my favorite memories have been made with spontaneous adventuring through the wilderness. And by wilderness, I mean Walmart, because what else is there to do in Falcon? But in all honesty, go and experience the wonderful world we live in. Don't regret the chances you never took. Number 3, fake it till you make it. Guys, this one's my life motto. If you're wondering how I got on this stage, this is it. There have been very few times in my life where I've been completely sure about something. But I've gotten really good at pretending I am, and I promise, it works. Uncertainty is a part of being human, and I don't think anyone is ever really sure of themselves. However, when you make the decision to move forward, to be confident despite underlying insecurities, you will move mountains. So muster up some fake courage and pursue your dreams. At some point along the way, you'll realize you've stopped faking it, and that you'll accomplish things you never thought were possible. Number 4, don't be stupid. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. Number 5, remember that you are resilient. We've made it through 3 different grading systems, years of CSAP/TCAP/PARC/ whatever they're calling it these days, and some of the hardest academic challenges we've faced yet. We've survived the late nights that followed 2 weeks of procrastination and the senior drama that shall not be named. We faced unimaginable tragedy and grief beyond words, but yet we've survived. We are still here, and this class is made of some of the strongest individuals I have ever met in my entire life. And while we have faced trying times, we must know that these are not the only struggles we will face in life. We will get hurt, and we will fail. But my wish for all of you is to never forget the incredible strength I know lies within each and every one of you. Number 6, say thank you. None of us would be here today without the help of at least one individual who has supported us and encouraged us. And it is so important to recognize the impact they've had. I'm going to shamelessly take advantage of this opportunity to thank my parents. Mom, thank you for the endless amounts of love and many, many cups of coffee you've given me. And Dad, thank you for being my biggest supporter, even from thousands of miles away. And on behalf of the class of 2017, thank you to all of the teachers, mentors, and friends who've been with us on this crazy journey. And last but not least, number 7, don't forget that we are limitless. It is no coincidence that this is the slogan chosen to be on our senior shirts. And I can't think of a better individual to illustrate this quality than Michael Finley. Michael, who should have been here with us today, has shown us the incredible impact a single person can make on so many lives, how a friendly smile and an upbeat personality can touch an entire community. There will never be another Michael, but we can all be a little more like him. We all have the infinite capability to touch lives and change the world, and students within our class are already doing this. Through school fundraisers, we've supported children with cancer, scholarship funds, and America's veterans. Falcon's EMT class alone has raised over $1,500 for Michael's family, and we've had students compete at state and national levels for various sports and activities. If we can make this type of impact in only 4 years, I can't imagine how we will succeed in the rest of our lives. Michael, we love and miss you so much, but I want to thank you for showing us that we truly are limitless. In the words of one of my inspirations and childhood heroes, Winnie the Pooh, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Class of 2017, I love you all, congratulations, and best wishes on a wonderful life. Thank you.
Okay, I hate to even talk now because those are really, really hard acts to follow. I thought as Mr. Hilts was talking about when you guys walked into Falcon High School, I walked in the week before you did, so this class is really special to me because if you thought you were terrified for your first day of high school, you should have been in my shoes. I was one of the homes that was evacuated, and I remember rushing into Ross going, there's got to be a suit, there's got to be a suit, there's got to be a suit. The minute that you guys walked through the doors of Falcon High School, that all went away. And I shouldn't have followed Katie, I apologize. This class has been amazing. We've had some incredible highs, we've had some incredible lows, and just like Katie said, you are resilient. We're all still standing or sitting right now. I was thinking about it, and I do have to say something. Mr. Kranz is still having coffee withdrawals. This had to be the best senior prank ever. You guys are a class act. You weren't there at 5:30 in the morning to see Mr. Kranz running around the building desperately looking for coffee. So I am so proud to have been able to share the last 4 years with you. One of the things I'm gonna leave you a few words of wisdom that my great-grandmother gave me. She lived to be 102, almost made it to her 103rd birthday. And what she said is, take every day as an opportunity to learn something. And she did that for her 103 years. She read something, she watched something, she did something new every day to learn something new and to grow every day until the day she died. She also said to take 10 cents from every dollar and put it in the bank. And I remember when I was your age thinking, yeah, right. Save. She always said her motto was a tenth to the Lord, a tenth to the bank, and the rest you get to play with. And so please, as you go forward in life, remember to be responsible. But responsibility sounds boring. It's not. You can be responsible and have an incredibly good time and do some incredibly amazing things. You guys have done things beyond imagination in your 4 years that you've been at high school. I don't know if you realize the impact that so many of you have made. So continue to do that. Continue to grow. We've had a week of past graduates coming back to visit. Please come back. Please come back to visit us. I'm so proud of every one of you. Now I get to do the best part. I get to make it official. Okay? I, Cheryl DeGeorge, the principal of Falcon High School, along with the District 49 School Board of Education, do certify that all students who cross the stage today and receive their diplomas have met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the state of Colorado and El Paso County District 49. We will now award your diplomas.
All right, first rows, you may rise. Caitlin June Croker.
Kiana Marie Harkema.
Jared Michael Arnold.
Sylvia Rose Conquest.
Jessica Renee Sandwick.
Samantha Nicole Young.
Caleb Klein Chandler.
Gintian Vuthi.
Hunter Michael Hughes.
Molly Francis Riggs.
Ethan Nicholas Reinhardt.
Andrea Boo Tulane.
Isaiah Paco Roix.
Cassidy J. Bastian.
Haley Nicole Robe.
Kira Natasha Bame.
Sydney Marie Hudson.
Alana Renee Jones.
Angel Rose Valdez.
Autumn Rose Kendall.
Brandon Tyler Borst.
Michaela Jean Nahorniak.
Alexandra Kylie Nidifer.
Gary Ray Christ.
Kenner Alexander Nordby.
Dallas John Clumpy.
Ricky Allen Lippincott.
Kaylee Elizabeth Bullock.
Luke David Schimpf.
Megan Isabel Liskey.
Jade Monet Adams.
Marcy Ashley Aguilar.
Carlos Anthony Ahumada.
Joshua Kevon Allison.
Michael Richard Anderson.
Chase Kenneth Hayes Ansel.
Rosemary Michelle Barnes.
Brooke Diane Bass.
Ryan Joseph Bear.
Kyle Robert Bennett.
Shai Elizabeth Bensonberg.
Corey Reed Bierfeld.
Anna Nicole Bizel.
Caden Ty Block.
Isabella Ray Bow.
William James Boswell.
Eric Alexander Brewster.
Demetrius Stephen Brooks.
Caitlin Ashley Brown.
Jessup Vaughn Marshall Brown.
Marcus Anthony Brown.
Jarek Travis Brzezinski.
Abigail Jean Berg.
Carson Lee Bush.
Jesse Eugene Calicut IV.
Pernilla Eva Rolfsdaughter Callquest.
Naomi Castillo Acosta.
Corrine Julia Castro.
Avery Elise Sigelski.
Calvin Andrew Chauncey.
John Lloyd Clapham.
Hunter Tyler Conway.
John Albert Corby IV.
Jared Herman Cordis.
Mariah Anita Cross.
Maurice Levon Daniels Jr.
Caroline Laura Darrow.
Harrison James Davis.
Madison Noel Davis.
Justin Alec DeWeiss.
Alan Noah Diaz.
Hannah Victoria Diaz.
Jonathan Allen Dickey.
Marie Nicole Dickey.
Alessandro Rocco de Pasquale IV.
Nicholas Taylor Donnells.
David Ray Dunblazer.
Austin Blake Edmonds.
Ryan Mackenzie Edwards.
Serena Ann Ellis.
Lauren Elizabeth Emmer.
Gino Vincent Fabricanti.
Kobe Adam Fanistock.
Mackenzie Rose Fairbairn.
Allison Paige Farrar.
Michael Allen Finley.
Kendall Riley Carol Folk.
Megan Marie Forbush.
Caitlin Nicole Gagliano.
Rafael Furtado.
Sarah Gladys Garcia.
Channing Marie Gallagher.
Brendan William Gillette.
Antonio Scott Gardner.
Savannah Joe Gooden.
Emily Lee Goler.
Jared Connor Miles Graham.
Quinn Michelle Gazans.
Tori Alexis Greenberg.
Brandon Michael Graves.
Griffin Kent Hackley.
Tiffany Michael Grumbles.
Megan Abigail Hamilton.
Aaron Brock Halliday.
Camille Elizabeth Hammond.
Hope Riley Hamlin.
Kylie Sue Hart.
Jeremy Nicholas Harbor.
Jalen Christopher Hernandez.
Logan Thomas Hathaway.
Colton Robert Hines.
Matthew Joseph Hickox.
Leanna Nicole Horton.
Michelle Charleston Hawley.
Brandon Travis Hoyecki.
Ashley Marie Hosey.
Hunter Reed Heising.
Chase Gillen Hubert.
Jake Jean Jensen.
Sarah Madison Nicole Jarvie.
Julian DeMarcus Kaiser.
Caitlin Marie Jensen.
Maria Salus Kabunda Karabu.
Colin Sun Camp.
Courtney Faith Kinder.
Perry Chris Kelleher.
Braden Michael Klein.
Christopher Keegan Kurt.
Jenna Rose Lockermeyer.
Mason Patrick Clock.
Sydney Marie Lange.
Jesse Austin Landfair.
Kayla Leanne LeBeau.
Justina Puni Laulu.
Zion Fleetwood Littlejohn.
Christopher Elijah Lindsay.
Robert Schaefer Lohman.
Savannah Helena Looper.
Sarah Lucille Lukens.
Philip Alexander Loving.
Caitlin Marie Malone.
Caleb Foster Lynch.
Jaden Andrew Martin.
Kyle Lane Mandeville.
Kaylee Lynn Martineau.
Kayla Nicole Martin.
Thomas Edward Matthews.
Bryce Dean Mason Cup.
Latoria Sangsai Minus.
Richard Edward Matisse.
Matthew Edward McGrath.
William John McCadden.
Dylan Frederick McKenna.
Anya Tatiana McGrew.
Alyssa Brooke Merchant.
Estrella Camilla Mendez Navarte.
Chance Robert Mills.
John Elliott Miller.
Angela Marie Momblo.
Ezekiel James Mills.
Alexandria Danielle Moore.
Haley Nicole Momfer.
Laren Noel Murdoch.
Sarah Jane Mulvey.
Brandy Lynn Nethkin.
Hannah Beth Murphy.
Tierney Lene Norris.
Josiah Tate Norris.
Jacob Alexander O'Brien.
Jamie Nicole Norwood.
Jessie Marie Onken.
Tristan Chase Olson.
Anthony Noah Padron.
Brevin Tyler Owen.
Morgan Elizabeth Pappas.
David Grant Palmer.
Sable Amanda Pettis.
Christina Maria Perez.
Camille Marie Poyer.
Caitlin Ashley Pitts.
Timothy James Putney.
Alessandra Rosa Polignano.
Jaslyn Jarcedes Reese.
Caitlin Nicole Reagan.
Olivia Margaret Rivera.
Kirsten Marnice Reaganiter.
Isabella Marie Rodriguez.
Jacob Aaron Roberts.
Paige Cameron Rogers.
Jessica Christine Rogers.
Neil Paco Roix.
Nicholas Ryan Rolfe.
Kaylin Helena Rustenberg.
Yanina Maria Rusanen.
Bryce A.G. Sadler.
Kelsey Nicole Ryan.
Sienna Asia Sang.
Christian Ivan San Martin.
Roylyn Elizabeth Sarmiento Espinola.
Roberto Antonio Sarmiento Espinola.
Spencer James Scammon.
Hannah McLeod Sable.
Emmett Allen Schott.
Justin Luke Scher.
Natalie Paige Searle.
Charles Wayne Schwartz III.
Hayden Christine Sherrick.
Isaiah Daniel Cerna.
Monet Fanugao Shockley.
Caesar Alexander Chenal.
Logan James Sims.
Madison Rose Shawley.
Derek Ross Seipel.
Kaya Haley Singley.
Samantha Joe Small.
Frank Nicholas Slavins.
Quentin Allen Solberg.
Bethany Nicole Schneider.
Emma Victoria Stanley.
Sarah Porn Sortornlat.
Louisa Marie Steffens.
George Aaron Starr.
Gabriel Nathaniel Stoneking.
Desmond Lawrence Kipkowicz Stevens.
Stormy Ramay Sutherland.
Sage Luke Strau.
Dana Grace Tedman.
Austin James Taylor.
Julia Joanne Bertucan Thompson.
Christian W. Thompson.
Alyssa Tysoon Tran.
Mina Rose Thorhauer.
Emmeline Faith Watkins.
Abigail Lynn Waller.
Jacob Russell Westfall.
Dylan Marshall Wells.
Hannah Lee Whitaker.
Naren Antoine Wheeler.
Jersey Lee Williams.
Alexandra Marie Whitman.
Jeremy William Wright.
Tiana Bray Williams.
Nicholas Bain Inestrosa.
Tracy Kristen Worstel.
Daniel Justin Zokaitis.
Jessica Paige Yost. To quote a popular author, it is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Know that it has been an honor and a privilege to see the choices you have made that have shaped you into the amazing young adults that sit before me now. I wish you happiness in whatever you choose. Always remember that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Seniors, please stand and face the audience. The moving of your tassel symbolizes your leaving childhood and high school behind and moving on to a new chapter in your life. To signify your completion of the graduation requirements, you may now move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. Staff, if you will please make your way to the left of the stage to create the tunnel of victory. Parents, families, and guests, please join me in congratulating the Falcon High School class of 2017.